Sports Media, and it's terrific Tuesday. Yeah, beautiful day here in the Lone Star State, Texas. A little chilly for my taste, but it's good. Again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Hope everyone is having a great start to your week. We are in the month of April, and now we are only roughly 3.5 weeks away from the NFL draft. Yeah, that is coming right around the corner. We got a few things that's going to happen before then, but that's going to be the next big thing that's going to be coming down the pipeline. We're talking about NFL draft, and plus we will also be having the NBA playoffs. Will be getting cranked up this month, so sports is getting ready to get going in full gear. But we got some things going on right now too. By the way, we got March Madness. We down to the Final Four participants. Make sure you come in and like this and subscribe to the channel and comment. Miss Carol CC is in the house. How you doing, Carol? I hope you are having a great Tuesday. We're talking about that women's game last night, and let's be honest, women's basketball. Who would have thought that we would be talking about women's college basketball as much as we have in the last probably couple of weeks? I have. I know that I've been watching it and keeping my eye on it because after last year's women's title game, our in LSU, which was the most watched women game in history at that point, I think it was like 9 million viewers. And I'm quite sure last night's number one seed, our versus number 3 seed LSU, I guarantee you the ratings was probably going to be even more than that. And that was an Elite Eight game. That wasn't even a national title game, but it lived up to everything and then some. And Iowa got their revenge. They sent number 3 seed LSU back home 94-87, and it was a great game. The first half was tied up 45-45, and it was back and forth. One of the key moments in that game was LSU's Angel Reese. She twisted her ankle. And she would go out for a little bit, but she would come back in and try to play. You could tell she wasn't the same, but the young lady put on a valiant effort. She went for 17 points and 20 rebounds. And unfortunately, LSU Lady Tigers will not be able to defend their national crown. But we got to talk about the other CC, by the way, Carol Clark. We're talking about Caitlin Clark. That's right, Caitlin Clark, the darling of, and let's go and keep it real, she is the darling. She is the face of NCAA women's college basketball, and she showed why she is a baller last night. She put on a show. She dropped a 41-piece on those LSU Lady Tigers, had 12 assists, 7 rebounds. I think she was like 9 for 20 from the three-point line, something like that. Again, and she led her team to the victory, 94-87 over Iowa. So now Iowa moves on to the Final Four. That Final Four is set is Iowa, UConn. Who else we got? I forgot who the other two. South Carolina. Can't forget about them. South Carolina is there as well, and North Carolina State. So your women's Final Four set is Iowa, South Carolina, UConn, and NC State. But again, Caitlin Clark. What can you say about this young lady? I watched a little bit of the post game presser with head coach Kim Mulkey of LSU, and she said, "I'm just glad this girl." I said, "That girl is bad. I'm glad she leaving." She said, "I've never seen anything like it." And truth be told, none of us have seen anything like that. And I've been watching basketball for a minute. We got MK. Pats fan. Okay, a Pats fan, so I already know. You said, let's go UConn. I hear you. And Paige Buchers, hey, don't get it twisted. They got some ballers on that UConn lady team, too. So we got this Final Four set up. You know, nobody's really talking about NC State because the big dogs, is Iowa, South Carolina, and UConn. But North Carolina State, I'm sure, is going to have a little bit to say in this. But what can you say about Caitlin Clark and her and Angel Reese? By the way, you know, I compared what these two young ladies have done in the last year and a half to two. I'm telling my age, but really what they've done for women's college basketball is comparable to what Magic Johnson and Larry Bird did for the NBA, because their rivalry started. Guess what? in the NCAA college tournament when Larry Bird was at Indiana State and he met Michigan State's Magic Johnson in the 1979 national title game, which, by the way, was won by Michigan State and Magic. And by the way, that game is still the highest rated watched men's tournament game in history. More people have watched that tournament game than any. Larry and Magic would take their rivalry to the NBA, and they saved the NBA because at the time, the late 70s, the NBA was hurting for ratings. You were watching their games on tape delay. And then you had this guy with the magnetic smile with Magic Johnson. Then you had the guy, the I think they called him the Hick from French Lick, Indiana. And they were totally two different. And by the way, we can't get past the race. Magic was black, Larry Bird was white. That's what we're looking at with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Same thing. And people can act like racism been involved in this, but yeah, I'm sure there's been a lot of things that's been said about Angel Reese that's been negative that she's done. That some of the things that Caitlin Clark has done too, but it's been perceived differently, and that's because of their skin color. Me personally, I get it. This is the world we live in. But these young ladies, if you listen to both of them, they really like each other. It's about competition. It's about the competitive fire. You know, here's the thing about the double standard in sports when it comes to women and men. Women can't be competitive. They can't be demonstrative. They can't do this. They can do it, but if one color does it and it's perceived a totally different way, but if the other color does it, then it looks at negative. So that's the racial undertone that we have. And if anybody says not there, you're lying to yourself. But that's beside the point. I'm talking about straight skill level, straight balling level. You cannot take away anything from both these young ladies because both of them can ball. Angel Reese, 6'3", tenacious, dog. She's going to get the rebounds. She's going to do whatever it takes to help her team win. We got Caitlin Clark, sharpshooter. She step over half court, you better guard her because she can put it in from anywhere, can ball, can get her, it makes her team better just as well as Angel Reese makes her teammates better. So we got two young ladies, man, that I have to say that they both have contributed to what we see now, the new women's basketball phenomenon. And I'm digging it. I like it. I watch college basketball, women's basketball. I ain't a casual. So I know some people don't think it's exciting, but I think they are more fundamentally sound than the men. And I guarantee you, most people probably today can name more women's NCAA college basketball players than they can men. I guarantee you that. Guess why? Because of what these young ladies, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, has done they've done for the game. You know, then we got the young lady at USC, Juju Watkins, freshman, diaper dandy, as Dick Vitale called him. She's done her thing. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough to overcome UConn, but you best believe Juju Watkins' name is going to be. She's going to be there. She's going to be one of the top women players to ever play in the game. But then, you know, you got to think about those that open it up, too. You know, you got to think about the USC Lady Trojans teams with Cheryl Miller and Cynthia Cooper and all them that started this thing. Then you move on to Cheryl Swoops at Texas Tech, how she took that team on her back. And I believe Cheryl Swoops was the first woman to have a shoe name, to get a shoe deal, if I'm not mistaken, with Nike, I believe. And then we move on to the next level. You know, the Candace Parkers and the Shamika Holdsclaws and the Maya Moores, the Rebecca Lobos, and I could go on and on. So I'm not just a casual. We got a lot of fans now that's casual. They ain't really been watching women's basketball now they are. But they don't really know that there's been some women ballers and they've been balling a while. And that's just to name a few. I've left the whole. But again, Cheryl Miller, Lisa Leslie, another woman that put the game on the map too. So we have a lot of women that's contributed to women's college basketball, and it's exciting. I think the women's game is going to be is on another level at this point. Now, if we can get the WNBA up to this level, hint, hint, wink, wink, NBA. And wink, wink. If you get behind the women's game like you do the men, I'm not saying let's start paying these ladies better where they ain't got to go overseas to play. Hint, hint, at WNBA. That's why Ice Cube is offering that $5 million deal to Caitlin Clark. And people had a problem with that. We had a young lady Lexi Brown. She had an issue with that. But my thing is, Caitlin Clark is the hottest name out there. Why wouldn't you offer it? She hadn't accepted, and she may not. And we know a woman playing with men, it's going to be a whatever. At the end of the day, Caitlin Clark can ball, Angel Reese can ball, and all these young ladies, the Juju Watkins, all these young ladies at that level is doing their thing. So again, I'm excited. I'm hyped up for the women, and then we got the men's Final Four. We know Purdue. We know they're there. We know UConn is there. NC State is there. And so, but again, I think the women's game has overshadowed it, and I'm glad the NCAA finally came together a year or two ago. I think it was 2 years ago when they combined. They wasn't separated in marketing. It was all NCAA March Madness for both the men and women. So you see that now on all the marketing, all the flooring. When you're watching the games, it doesn't say NCAA Men's Final Four. It says NCAA March Madness. And same for the women. Women's Final Four actually is going to be in Cleveland, Ohio. That starts this upcoming weekend. I think theirs is Friday and Sunday. The men's is Saturday and Monday, and their Final Four is in Glendale, Arizona. So again, that's what I wanted to just come on and give my reaction to the that big game last night. Again, you had USC and Connecticut followed that, but most people was watching Iowa and LSU. And by the way, UConn did win. Paige Buchers and them did their thing, but USC Lady Trojans don't have anything to hang their head down about. They played well to get there. So again, that's just what I wanted to come here on to talk about. We'll be popping in doing some more lives about some other things. One thing that I did post today, story that I did run across on Yard Barker before I get out of here. Looks like FS1's undisputed. They might be on the ropes. Their ratings is like in the doggone basement. They had a show on the 28th of March that they only got 48,000 viewers. And that, just to put that in perspective, there are some YouTube channels, sports channels, some guys that they can get 48,000 views on one video post. So that's just telling you, you know what I mean? That just tell you that they in trouble. I think they in trouble. So I still don't know if they're gonna be axed, but I do know there's probably gonna be some decisions to be made this summer, coming from FS1 executives and Skip Bayless. Again, he's the lead dog. He's the head. He's the face of that program. I wonder if he's thinking about his ego, he let his ego get the best of him with the Shannon Sharp situation. Because, oh, by the way, Shannon Sharp's Nightcap podcast, as well as Club Shay Shay, it's the hottest thing burning. It's the hottest thing on social media, in YouTube, Instagram, wherever you want to check it out. It's the hottest thing going. So I did do a segment on that. You can go check it out at TFG Sports Media right here. Make sure you like it, share it to your social media platforms. If you haven't already, subscribed to the channel. We almost at that next level of monetization where we get the ads. We're at that lower level. That means where if you see a thanks or you see a little dollar sign when I'm doing a live, you can contribute to the channel. Any amount I would greatly appreciate. It would go right back into investing into developing this sports platform in means of investing in more equipment, laptops, whatever, to where I can go out and shoot and create my own content. So anything would be greatly appreciated. So, but just continue to watch. We're going to continue to keep you entertained. We're going to keep you up to date on anything that's breaking in sports news. And sometimes I may come on and do my own editorial over something that's kind of sports related, but that's not kind of. But if it's the hottest thing going, so just keep it locked here for all your sports news, info, and entertainment. Again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Want to thank Carol for popping in, CC as I call her. MK Pats fan, thanks for dropping in. UConn fan, good luck to you, your UConn ladies and men, by the way. Both of them are in the Final Four, so go figure. We could have those school. That school could have 2 national champions. Oh, as well as NC State. I think the men and the women are in the Final Four for both those schools. So, wow. Then I just thought about that. I could be wrong, but I think that's the truth. So, anyway, so I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. Again, keep it locked here to TFG Sports Media for all your sports news and info. I am Kendrick, the sports guy. I am out. I will see you on the other side and on the next report. Peace.